Yeah.
That was before the oil money, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah.
Wait, so you're from Manchester?
Yeah.
And your parents bought you a Leeds top? Shows you what a Leeds lad can do if people believe in him and give him the support he needs. Hi there. We are the Roaring Peacock. We're Leeds United fans. If you're a Leeds fan, why not like the video and subscribe to the channel? That would really help us out. Thanks for that. So this is the match preview of Manchester City, the oil billionaires swimming in oil money. The corporation masquerading as a football club against Leeds United, the greatest team in the world, as we all know. So we'll be talking about recent results, the reverse fixture. We'll be doing a predicted lineup, ref watch, and making some score predictions. So plenty to stick around for. Here we go. The following podcast contains some strong language and some very average opinions. Any references to actual people are wildly inaccurate. It's probably best if you don't listen at all. The Roaring Peacock Podcast. Welcome back to the Roaring Peacock Podcast. This is the match preview. Manchester City, the oil billionaires versus Leeds United, the sort of Robin Hood protagonists of the Premier League. My name's Adonis, and you know me as @TheAdelites on Twitter. It's a very good hello from me, joining us, representing the Mighty Whites, Ryan Wignall-One.
Hello there.
And the stranger in our midst, the blue among whites. It's Dan Burke.
Hello.
Hello, Dan.
Hello. Please keep remembering to fill up your car because we need some more players this summer. So keep that oil money coming, please.
Right. Where's it coming from? Is it Saudi Arabia?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
There you go. I'd like to see the Abu Dhabi.
A footballing hotbed, Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Right, yeah. Abu Dhabi County.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay. So starting off then, Dan, we'll start off with you because our regular viewers and listeners know a lot about Leeds United. We don't know that much about Man City. So recent results then. I was obviously you've played Erling Haaland's Borussia Dortmund trademark last night, and he's from Leeds, so that's good. Shows you what a Leeds lad can do if people believe in him and give him the support he needs.
Exactly, yeah. The sky's the limit, I guess, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, he has sort of a foot in both of our camps, I guess, doesn't he? Because his dad played for Leeds and Man City. I think he's got a bit of a soft spot for City as well. There's a few photos of him in the City shirts when he was younger, and I think he went to watch us at Wembley in the 2014 League Cup final as well. So, yeah.
Alfie Haaland, and we both hate scum as well. So
absolutely, yeah.
I was gonna say, what's it like to be a one club City?
Excellent, yeah. That other mob might have Manchester in the name of their club, but they're from Stretford. Really, it's not Manchester. It falls under the borough of Trafford. So yeah, they don't count.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a suburb of London. Judging by their fans,
it might as well be. To be honest with you, yeah.
A lot of London accents in your Manchester United's fan base. Yeah, okay, yeah. So let's brush over that because quarterfinal of the Champions League, we haven't seen one of those in 21 years. So let's talk about Premier League then. Leicester 0, Man City 2. How was that?
It was good, yeah. I mean, I was expecting a really tough game from Leicester, actually. Obviously, they're flying pretty high this season, third in the table, and battered us 5-2 when we met them in the second game of the season, I think it was. So I was expecting a tough game, and as it happened, we sort of schooled them, really. There was a point before half-time when it flashed up on Sky Sports where we'd had 100% possession during the 5-minute period. So it kind of tells you what kind of game it was. It was
That's
City,
a lot.
You know. Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
I'm doing the math here, Dan, and that is quite a big lot of percentage.
It's quite difficult to get more than 100%, I find, yeah. So yeah.
I'm not one of these stats guys, but that's a lot.
Yeah. So pass them to death, and scored 2 goals in the second half. Probably could have had a couple more if the finishing had been on point. And another step towards the title. We just need 11 more points now to win the title, guaranteed. So hopefully get a few more this weekend.
Okay. We need significantly more than 11, I think, to win the title. We need a miracle. Okay. Ryan, Leeds 2, Paul Heckingbottom 1. How was that?
It was a good game. We were comfortable, weren't we? It was a comfortable game, I thought. 2-1 doesn't sit uncomfortable, but we were comfortable. We were at it. We were creating chances. We didn't have to be at our best. I don't think we were at our best, but we didn't have to be. Some really standout performances. I thought Phillips come back from international duty and we're absolutely outstanding. And it looked to get forward as well, which were a bit surprising at times, but he's shown he can do that as well. Different aspects of his game.
Southgate's giving him ideas.
Well, yeah.
Above his station.
Above his station, yeah. Get back there. It was a comfortable game.
Okay. Let's move swiftly on to that reverse fixture then. One of the games of the season for me, I think, maybe not like spectacle of the season, but performance of the season from Leeds at least. So here's my take on it. Reverse fixture, Leeds 1, Man City 1. I was at the pub. Told this story a few times for regular listeners, but if you don't know, I was wearing the square ball Celebrate Campione shirt. It says Leeds on it about 50 times all over it in the design. And it was at a time when everything had opened up here. I went to the pub to watch it, and I got asked by a number of people at the bar who I supported. So thanks very much for that square ball. So that's the thing that sticks out in my mind, other than a fantastic Leeds performance. A lot of people were writing us completely off, and that's fair enough because of Man City's results recently against promoted teams. But the first 20 minutes, it was all Manchester City. De Bruyne hit the post from a free kick. Definitely caught Meslier out. Torres had a shot that was blocked on the line by Dallas before Sterling's goal. And that was pretty much it for Man City. And afterwards, it was basically all Leeds. Dallas and Ayling had one-on-ones in the first half. Then in the second, it was Rodrigo against Ederson. And twice, Ederson made up for his mistake for the Rodrigo goal with a couple of brilliant saves. So, Dan, how did you find that reverse fixture?
Yeah, it was a good game, wasn't it? I remember we started that quite well and were really dominant at the start. Then when we got the goal and then sort of tailed off a little bit, Leeds really came into it. And Leeds probably could have won it in the end. Really, there was a few chances.
Don't sound so surprised, Dan.
No, I mean, as I'm sure we'll come on to it, I'm expecting a tough game from you guys again this weekend, actually. I mean, you're a good side and play some lovely football. And I know Guardiola's a big fan of Bielsa, and I think the feeling's mutual. So it's two styles of football that really complement each other quite well and produce a good game of soccer. So, I'm expecting more of the same, more high intensity. I don't think we'll have 100% possession this weekend, put it that way.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think that, you summed it up well, Donny, but I think in that game as well, I think something you're missing out on is we had more possession than Man City in that game.
Yeah.
And that I don't think that'll have happened all season to them. I really don't. And it was sort of like, Leeds have arrived, we're back. I mean, that first 20 minutes, I think all Leeds fans will have, been bricking it, thinking, hey, there's going to be a big score put past us here. But I think we got to grips with the game straight after that 20 minutes, and we could have won that game, and I think probably deserved to win that game, which was unbelievable. And I think that scum Get Neville said something about it being one of the best games he's ever seen or commentated on.
Right, yeah. It was very nice. Very nice of him, wasn't it? Very generous.
Yeah, very, very generous.
I wonder if he'd have had the same generosity if fans had been there. Because you can imagine a full South stand singing, serenading him, if you will, for 90 minutes. Leeds had 12 shots total then. City had 23, but we had 7 shots on target to City's 2. So I think we created the better chances, the clearer cut chances, and reduced you guys down to some speculative shots from long distance. And as Ryan pointed out, 53% possession for the only team in Yorkshire. How many times does that happen, Dan, that you get outpossessed by a team?
Almost never, to be honest. Yeah. You could probably count on one hand the number of times it's happened since Guardiola has come. It was. Yeah, like I said, it's two sort of styles of football that complement each other quite well from both teams, and I think it's not often that we get sort of outplayed like that. And I agree with you. Actually, I think Leeds probably did deserve to win that game that day.
Okay, so the lineups for that game, it was Meslier in goal, Ayling on the right, Koch and Cooper in a central defensive pair, one of 13 different ones we've had this season, I believe. Dallas on the left, Phillips in defensive midfield, Helder Costa on the right, Roberts and Click and Alioski and Bamford. And for you guys, Dan, it was Moraes. It always seems weird when I see his last name. So it was Edison in goal, Mendy on the left, Laporte and Diaz in the centre of defence, Walker on the right, De Bruyne, Hernandez. That's another weird one as well. That's Rodrigo, isn't it?
Rodri, yeah.
Yeah, Rodri. There you go. So De Bruyne and Rodri and Foden in the middle, Torres, Mahrez and Sterling up front. So not a bad little collection of players that you can toys to play with.
Indeed, yeah. That was Diaz's debut, that actually as well. He's arguably been our best player this season, possibly the best player in the league this season. In fact, certainly one of the most influential, and that was his debut. And that sort of. I wasn't sure about him when we got him. I didn't know much about him. I don't watch Portuguese football very much. And I saw him that game and I thought, he might be all right, this lad, actually. He can handle himself in this league. So, yeah, he's never looked back since then, really.
So you play FPL, I'm guessing, do you?
I don't actually, no.
No? Okay. Well, I do. And let me tell you, having Man City players is a burden because of Pep's rotation. That was the lineup then. What do you expect the lineup to be on Saturday?
I mean, who knows, really? Even at the best of times, it's impossible to choose what he's going to come up with. And especially this game being sandwiched in between 2 legs of a Champions League tie. I mean, Guardiola spoke before the Leicester game, I think, where he was sort of saying about the worst team I could possibly imagine wanting to play in between 2 Champions League ties is Leeds, because they're going to run us ragged, they're going to work us really hard. So it wouldn't surprise me if, given that we are pretty much nailed on to win the league now, that if he did sort of rotate quite a bit here and maybe played like someone like Nathan Ake, who has been out injured for ages.
Bless you.
He played, actually. Who else might play? Yeah, so you might see Sergio Aguero starting. I mean, he's
nice.
Just on that point, Dan, at the start of what you were saying. So you've got Champions League games where the worst team to play will run you ragged. You've already won the league. Why don't you just give us the 3 points?
I'd be all right with it, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I mean, our sort of winning run got ended by those bastards a few weeks ago, unfortunately, United. So we were on for like the world record of winning runs at one point, which I think was 27. So that's not going to happen anymore. So yeah, if you want to, have the 3 points, we could forfeit the game. I'd be all right with that, to be honest.
I like you, Dan. Beginning to like you a lot. Ryan, I'm guessing that Bielsa will name a very similar lineup to the ones that he always does.
Yeah, just minus Harrison, probably.
Right.
Can't play.
You feeling confident about this game?
About this game?
Yeah.
As confident as you can be when you're playing arguably the best team that Premier League's ever seen. But we won't take a backward step. We'll have a go. What will be, will be. I mean, we're in a good position, aren't we? We're totally safe. You looked at these fixtures at the start of the season, you thought, shit, we better have enough points come them 3 games. We have. We can have a real go. I think Bielsa said today in his press conference that he wants to see us massively improve against the top 6 sides. You know, so I think what better way to start than this weekend? I think we'll have a go, and I can see us getting some, definitely.
Okay. The referee, so Ref Watch then. The referee will be Andre Mariner. Does that? Do you have any love for Andre Mariner? Does it affect you at all, that name, in any way, shape, or form, Dan?
The only thing I really could say about Andre Mariner is that I heard a sort of a friend of a friend told me that they met him on a stag do once, and he introduced himself as Dre, which I thought was a bit weird. So yeah,
no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Dre. Dr.
Forgot about Dre. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that makes me feel more sympathy for him, or maybe more sympathy for the people who know him. Ryan, does Andre Mariner do anything for you?
He's just a twat in the middle as usual, isn't he?
Right.
Same black clothing or whatever they wear these days, and just a different idiot inside them most of the time.
Okay. And one of the worst officials in the Premier League is on VAR, so that's Coot.
Oh.
The one who walks like a duck and who looks like he's been sketched by what are those artists called?
Caricature, like you mean?
Yes, by a caricature artist. Exactly, Dan. Okay, so we've looked at recent results. We have looked at the reverse fixture. We've done predicted lineups. And now you should have, and we did Ref Watch. So now you should have everything that you could possibly need to make an informed match preview score prediction. Now, Dan, for your benefit and for any new listeners or watchers, who's watching the watchers? The way this works is there is a point system. You get 1 point for guessing the correct result, so a win, draw, or loss. You get 2 extra points for predicting the exact scoreline. You get 1 bonus point for naming a goal scorer, but to stop you gaming the system and naming every player in both squads, you'll get deducted 1 point for every incorrect goal scorer guessed. So, Dan, with all that in mind, what is your match preview score prediction?
So I reckon it's going to be 2-2.
Wow.
My prediction. You want the scorers of all the goals? You want me to predict all 4 goal scorers?
You've heard the rules. It's totally up to you. Would you like the standings so far? It's about Roaring Peacock team -15, opponents -13. The only way to get minus points is by naming goal scorers that don't score.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go for Patrick Bamford to open the scoring, and then Raheem Sterling to equalise for City, and then Calvin Phillips to score his first Premier League goal for Leeds to make it 2-1, and then I'll go for Gabriel Jesus to equalise for us.
Wow. And how are you going to feel when Sterling and Jesus aren't even in the squad?
It's highly possible, although neither of them played against Dortmund the other night, so it makes me think they probably will be, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Was Aguero playing?
No.
So it'll be Aguero and Jesus then?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Fantastic. Ryan?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-2 as well.
Oh.
I do. I score a draw.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go for 1 goal scorer, and it's going to be Rafa.
Okay. And Dan, Ryan, you know this, but Dan, for your benefit, I don't make score predictions because I am a coward.
That's why you predict a draw, then, everyone's a winner, aren't they, basically? Well, not literally, but...
Right. In fact, no one's a winner.
No one's a winner.
Surely.
Hedging my bets.
But we've all got a point. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any more bad jokes on that?
Not from me.
No. Okay. Dan, I wanted to ask you. So, do you feel dirty? Like, every time you win, do you feel like you need a shower or something? Because you've done it you've basically cheated. You've used the oil money cheat code in Football Manager.
I knew this was coming, actually. I mean, sometimes, yes, I feel something approaching those feelings. It does feel that we are the sort of...
Still got a soul then.
Yeah, let's put it politely. We are the lottery winners of football. You know, we didn't earn any of this, did we? It was all bought for us. We're all the spoiled little brats who got our own way and blah blah blah. Right. Did I feel dirty when Aguero popped that one in against QPR on the last day of the 2012 season? That was the furthest thing from my mind at that moment in time. Mm-hmm. So, you know, obviously I'm conflicted about where the money comes from and human rights abuses in Abu Dhabi and all that sort of stuff. But you know, there's lots of kind of contradictions in modern life. And what I always say to people is that don't think your club is special. Like, if City could be bought out by people like this, any club could be bought out by people like this. And then it's kind of like, how do you deal with that once it happens? Everyone kind of thinks that they would go, oh, no, I wouldn't want that for my club. I would walk away. I would stop supporting them. And all I would say is, like, if so, you're a better man than I am, but you can't really sort of discern that until it's kind of happened, until you have to confront that moral dilemma. So it's not something that keeps me awake at night anymore, to be quite honest with you, because I just try. I can separate the football from the money aspect of it a lot of the time.
Ryan, should Dan feel bad about his football team winning lots of trophies? Because they've done it by cheating, basically, haven't they? So, what do you think about that?
Give me the fucking money. Give it to Leeds, I'm telling you. Take it. We'll see what happens if it happened to us. No problem. I'll be as dirty as you want.
I tell you, I mean, the thing about the most sort of conflicted that I've ever felt about it was when there was the UEFA allegations of, you know, financial fair play breaches and all that sort of stuff, and the fact that went to like the Court of Arbitration for Sport and they ruled in City's favour. Like, I'm so past that now. I won't hear anyone saying that we've like cheated, because we've got a court judgment laminated which says we didn't, basically.
Right.
And if you say we did, it's just kind of semantics. So I don't really care about that aspect of it.
That court judge has a nice new mansion in the south of Ibiza.
Got a lovely Rolex watch out of it. So again, everyone's a winner.
Man City are unbeaten in the last 41 Premier League encounters with promoted sides at the Etihad Stadium. Won 36, drawn 5 out of 41 games. The last time you lost to a promoted team, Dan, would you like to have a guess?
Was it Hull City?
Nope.
No?
I'll give you a clue. It was 2007.
Fulham?
It was a 2-0 loss to Reading.
Ah.
Can you tell me who the manager was?
Who City's manager was?
Yes.
Stuart Pearce.
Stuart Pearce?
Yeah.
That was before the oil money, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah. I mean, that season we scored after Christmas. We scored in the whole season. We scored 10 goals at home, and we didn't win a home game after Christmas. And I went to every single one of those games. So when people say, "Oh, you've bought your success and all that," I'm like, I watched us score 10 goals at home all season. Like, that's my penance for all this, basically.
10 goals at home. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have some fun songs that at the time take the mickey out of yourself?
I mean, I remember them singing "You're Not Fit to Wear the Shirt" at one point. That wasn't very fun. I mean, I remember when Stuart Pearce first came in and he had like a really sort of purple patch at the start. I think he went on like a 10-match unbeaten run or something. And he was brought in as caretaker manager. And all the fans were singing, "All we are saying is give Pearce a chance." And they did. They gave him the permanent gig. And he was rubbish after that, basically. So be careful what you wish for is the moral of that story, I guess. Mm. What do you guys think of Jack Harrison then? Are you big fans of his?
Terrible. Yeah. You should probably give us him for like 5 million. I think 10, 11 is too much.
I just think he seems to be getting better and better, doesn't he, Harrison? You know, it's surprising really, because he probably would fit into Guardiola's side. I would have thought somewhere as a squad player, maybe, you know. Mm. But I think Bielsa's got a lot to do with his improvement as well, hasn't he? You know?
Yeah.
But, well, just like most of our players, really. But I can see him getting better and better, and I could see him playing for England one day, Harrison. Definitely.
He's quite energetic. I wouldn't say he's like naturally skillful or talented. No. He doesn't have the jinga, the pizzazz, the razzle dazzle that you might get with a Rafinha. But he works very, very hard. He works very hard on his game. He works hard on his the psychological part of his game. So he's got sports psychologists who he's seen and he sees regularly. I remember in the brief off season between the Championship and the Premier League, he worked really hard on his game. And you heard that the previous summer as well. So he's somebody who is committed to a very high level to improve. And that's why you see such an incredible improvement. I think it was the right thing to do for you guys to loan him out. I'm not sure it was the right thing to do to sell him, but we'll take him. Definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think he can improve even more if he keeps going the way he is. I think in 3 or 4 years' time, he could be in contention for what Ryan was talking about, an England spot.
Yeah, because he had like a really weird route into English football, didn't he? He went to America and was like playing like college soccer in America or something, and then got snapped up by New York City FC and was playing for them for a bit. I think he played with Frank Lampard there, didn't he?
Yeah, sure.
You don't like Frank Lampard, I shouldn't have mentioned that name, should I?
Don't care about him. Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I hope he's filled out his P45 and, I hope he's spending too much time with his wife and kids and they're getting on his nerves and he just wants to get back into football management, but no one wants to take him because he did a shit job at Derby and Chelsea.
Fair enough.
Maybe I do care about him, actually. Thinking about what I just said. Oh, dear. What have you thought, Dan, of Leeds so far in the Premier League?
Very impressive. I mean, I was pretty confident that you would do all right. And then I remember watching the Liverpool game at Anfield at the first game of the season and thinking, wow, these guys are going to be like top 6 or something. So, I mean, it's been a little bit up and down at times, hasn't it? You've had little patches of poor form. But generally speaking, I love watching Leeds. I'll always tune in if Leeds are on TV. There's a lot of clubs that, there's always wall-to-wall football these days. There's a lot of clubs that I can give a swerve. But if Leeds are on, I'll always put the TV on and... good to see you back in the league because I know our neighbours over in Stretford don't like you very much, but I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Leeds as, one of the big clubs when I was growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. So it was a shame to see you out of the league for such a long time. And now that you're back, it's good. And I hope you, become part of the Premier League furniture again and stay in the top flight and start challenging for trophies and all that sort of gubbins in the next few years.
Cheers, Dan. You might not like us so much when we beat you in the Champions League final. Years.
I just want to get to a Champions League final, to be honest. I'll be happy with that.
I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for City, partly because we always used to beat you, partly because Oasis, but mainly because we both hate scum, don't we? That's it. Yeah.
In my mind's eye, when I think of Leeds, I always think of we played you at Main Road in, I want to say, 2001 in the FA Cup. We were in Division 1 at the time. You were in the Premier League and you had Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka and Lee Bowyer and all that. And that was an incredible game. That I think Sean Goater put us 1-0 up. Then Leeds equalised and I think we went 2-1 up. Ian Bishop scored a good goal for us and then Leeds just steamrolled us after that. So
5-2.
That's it, yeah. So I always think of that game when I think of Leeds.
Yeah, what a game and what a team that was. Well, we had. Oh dear.
And actually, I've just remembered another thing. When I was a kid, the first football kit that my parents ever bought me, because it was going cheap in some shop, was a Leeds away kit, a blue and yellow striped away kit with Thistle Hotels on the front.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Hang on a minute, Dan. Hang on a minute. What's happened here then?
It's taken a turn, this, hasn't it? Yeah.
Wait, where are you from?
Manchester.
Wait, so you're from Manchester?
Yeah.
And your parents bought you a Leeds top?
Yeah, I just needed like a kit to like go football training in. And we were in Blackpool one day and there was a Leeds full kit going cheap in some shops. And my dad was like, that'll do you. We'll get that. Couldn't afford a City kit at the time, but the Leeds kit was...
Dan, it started off so well. It's all gone wrong somewhere, hasn't it?
Well, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Leeds, as I said, so take it.
Well, I think you should. I think you should renounce your citizenship and join the Mighty Whites.
Let's not get carried away now.
Ryan, let's have some final thoughts then.
Yeah, final thoughts, and looking forward to the game this weekend. We can go into it, no worries about relegation, no inkling that we're going to get hammered by any of these teams. I think we're going to have a right good go at it, and it's starting at the champions elect this weekend. I think it'll be a cracker.
Oh,
A cracker, Ryan says. Dan, final thoughts.
Yeah, totally agree with that. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. I think Leeds have got a chance of beating us, given that we're, probably got our eyes, one eye on the Champions League in midweek. But yeah, I fancy a draw. I fancy a high-scoring, high-octane, thrilling draw.
Okay. And for me, then, what a shame it is, again, that we don't have fans in the stadium, because we would have sang some lovely songs about Manchester United together, I'm sure. And everybody could have joined in, the kids as well. Okay, if you enjoyed this podcast, you can find us at Peacock's Roar on Twitter or The Roaring Peacock on YouTube. We're also on other social media sites, but we don't use them or go on them or post anything. So maybe not follow us there then. Enjoy the game. And my name's Adonis, and you know me as at the Adelites on Twitter. It's a very goodbye from me. And joining us representing the Mighty Whites, the only club in Yorkshire, Ryan Wignall-1.
Here now.
Goodbye, Ryan. And the stranger in our midst, it was Dan Burke. Dan, where can people find you online if they want to follow your content?
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at FussballDan, like the German word for football. And you can follow the Blue Moon Podcast at Blue Moon Podcast.
Fussball Dan.
Yeah, because I live in Berlin, you see. So.
Oh, do you?
I do.
I live in Vienna. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on your Twitter, actually, yeah.
I don't know any German, so and neither do the people listening. To say Auf Wiedersehen. Oh dear. Is that it? Was that everything?
No, yeah.
So,
if you like the video, like the video. Come on, Leeds.
Leeds.
Most of our stats come from LUFC Stats or LUFC Data on Twitter. A very special thanks to Barney Stewart Cook, Ewan and Howard Metcalf, Josh Pearson, Laura, Leon and Rob, The Light Show, and all our family and friends.
So many games to play, don't care.